Hello everyone. I hope that everyone can hear me and we're live now. Let me just make sure here before we do begin. Let's just see right here. All right. Hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever everyone is. In today's lesson, we're actually going to continue with our day trading course, here free on YouTube. And today's lesson is charting. So we're going to go over a lot of charting tricks, tips that we like to use, and everything to do with charting. We'll run you through the Trade Pro way to read charting, um, exactly what charts we use daily on a daily basis to gain consistent profits in the futures market. Now, before we start, if anyone would like to continue watching this course, of course, the link is down below in the description. Sign up live for the live streams because we do have special offers at the end, towards the end of the course, and they will only be available to those who join us live. So everyone get excited for that as we are going to dive into this. Also, if you guys want to know a lot more about order flow, we have this great free order flow course that teaches you everything you need to know. Description down below yet again. It is the cornerstone of day trading the futures market. Now, we love to use order flow every day in our live trading room, and we'll show you a bit of order flow today, actually. So we're going to look at a few charts that do represent order flow in a great way. And without further ado, let us get started with this presentation. So lesson 2, charting, guys. In today's agenda, we're going to talk about trading charts, day trading futures charts, and of course, the introduction to market structure and trends. Now, market structure is the basis of all day trading and technical analysis trading. So we really urge everyone to become market structure pros. And by the end of this course, you will be a market structure pro. So let's go ahead and get started. So there are multiple different charts in the futures market and in any day trading market. Charting, guys. So of course, knowing what chart to actually look at, what chart to trade is super important. So there's candlestick charts, which are time-based. There's also range bar charts. Very interesting chart. We'll go over in just a bit. But range bar charts are actually not time-based. Renko charts are both time and not time-based. Kind of confusing. Then the footprint chart. Footprint chart is not time-based, and this is the actual order flow tool that we love to use on a daily basis, the footprint chart. So let's go ahead and see what these things are all about. Now, the candlestick chart, like I said, is very time-based. A lot of day traders like to look at very low time frames when day trading, actually. So every time frame does have a place in a trader's arsenal. Now, in terms of trading with a time-based chart, at TRADEPRO Academy, often we generally stick to maybe a 30-minute or a longer time frame to look at the overall trend. So they are great for structure and looking at the overall trend in a day trading market. But of course, they are limited to time, and some assets don't really abide by those rules. Now, some assets are better traded using different types of charts. But overall, candlestick charts, time-based, day traders maybe stick to a 2 to 5 minute, some of them even 10-minute, and overall trend, you're looking at the 30-minute. This is what a time-based chart looks like here. This is based on Sierra charts. You can see market structure pretty well, but again, it is limited. Each single candle, this is a 5-minute chart. Each single candle is limited to a 5-minute time frame, and a lot can happen within 5 minutes, especially in the futures market. And you guys are only privy to a time-based chart. So you're only privy to one candlestick in those 5 minutes if you use just this time-based chart. And within those 5 minutes, especially on the futures market, you can get multiple different candles or multiple different price actions. So that's one of the downfalls when it comes to the actual candlestick charts right here, the time-based ones. Now, if we continue, the range bar charts are actually not based on time. So their movement is based on ticks. So this is amazing in the futures market because it shows incremental moves. The futures market moves on a tick-to-tick basis, especially on S&P oil. You can see the intricacy of the actual movement within a 5-minute period rather than having one candle. So this right here is the US Open, and from here to about here is a 5-minute increment. And you can see how many different candles there are. So in this 5-minute increment, there's about 10 candles. And if you use a 5-minute chart, you're just going to get the one. And this can tell you a lot support resistance levels just in the first 5 minutes of the session. So it's a great tool to have in your arsenal, just a range bar. And there's different ranges. So this is a 4-tick range that you guys see on the screen right here. A 4-tick range means that a candle will print when it goes up and down 4 ticks, and then a next candle will print, which is a full point on the S&P. You can have larger tick charts like a 10-tick, 20-tick to see the overall time frame or the overall structure of the market on a more macro view when day trading. Now, we like to use a 10-tick for a larger view to see the larger trend, but a 4-tick or a 5-tick to actually cement the microstructure and the intraday trending levels. So it's a really great chart, and I'd really recommend you guys check it out if you're still using just time-based candlesticks. You can see right here a lot of price action, a lot of movement, and very clean support resistance levels as opposed to that time-based chart we showed you just a few moments ago. Now the Renko. The Renko is a great chart for momentum. It can be tick or time-based. It's really good for identifying directional continuation, directional momentum. Like if you guys take a look at this chart, it continues to print that candle until the direction or the momentum changes. So bear candles all the way down until the momentum starts to stall or change. So it's great if you're looking for momentum moves. I personally like this chart only if I'm in a trade to see if the momentum is continuously moving higher. It's a great chart for trailing. If you're already in a trade and you're wondering, okay, what is the potential of this actual move? The Renko chart identifies that momentum really clearly. Now, next is the footprint. The footprint chart is not time-based. The footprint chart actually shows you buyers and sellers at market, so traded contracts. It identifies the momentum and strength, and it's an amazing order flow tool. What the footprint does is actually shows you within the candle of a range or reversal bar. So it actually shows you buyers and sellers within that candle at that same level. So this is what it looks like here, guys. It might look very confusing and very attractive because this is something new that a lot of people haven't seen. And hit that card on the top left of the screen if you guys want to see a great footprint video. We're going to have that up very shortly. But this is seeing within the actual candle what happens. The power of this is you see the actual strength of buyers and sellers within the candle. So you can identify potential entry levels, potential continuation levels if you're in a trade, identifying the trend continuation, what kind of strength the move has. So right here, these are market buyers on this buy and balance, right? It kind of comes in towards the bottom of the level and saves price from continuing to drop lower. And then some strong market sellers come down, market buyers again, and the momentum continues to the upside. Now, this is a great tool for order flow. If you guys want to see that order flow course, again, the description is down below the link is down below in the description, sorry. But this is an amazing tool for order flow trading. You see within the candle identifying strong market buyers and strong market sellers, which can keep you out of trades, but it also can get you into very key trade entry levels. So you can actually pinpoint to the tick entries based on the footprint for better probability of maxing out a potential trade for potential profits. Now, this is a great tool that we love to use on a daily basis. And again, if you guys want to know more about it, click that link in the description. Now, moving forward here, we want to identify which charts we use at TRADEPRO Academy. So as we've been going through, I've mentioned a few here and there, but the range chart and the footprint are the cornerstone of everything we do at TRADEPRO Academy. So candlesticks do have their place, and Renko's on kind of rarely if you're kind of in a trade looking for the momentum, but the cornerstone chart that we like to use at TRADEPRO Academy is going to be the range chart because we love market structure. So market structure is the basis of all technical analysis trading, and you need to understand and be able to read market structure if you want the slightest chance of profitability in the day trading world. So we start with market structure first based on the range charts, and then identify the actual entries, potential momentum, and order flow movement on the footprint. So when it comes to reading a trend, if we further along the process and we're starting to dive into market structure a little more, we have to understand what trends are. when you read a trend, there are often two main trends, but the third one is very, very important, and the markets actually tend to stay in this range for the majority of the time. So bull trends, bear trends, and ranges. So what we love to teach students that come to us is follow the trend until it breaks. And we identify those trend break levels like pros based on market structure. If you guys want to identify those levels, just keep watching this series. It's coming up when we deep dive into market structure. But it's very, very basic. The bull trend or an uptrend has higher highs, higher lows. The bear trend, downtrend, lower highs, lower lows, and the range has equal highs and equal lows. Now, when it comes to market structure, quick little tip before we deep dive, the trend can continue in the direction. So if we're using the uptrend as an example, the trend can continue as long as we don't break the trend, which means as long as we don't print lower lows. So price could theoretically come back into an equal low and continue for a higher high, but you have to watch for that higher high break for the continuation of the trend. The same thing for the downtrend. It could continue if it pulls up into an equal high, but the key for this trend continuation is a lower low. And then the sideways range, if it breaks out to either end, that is a range, that is a trend break. So we're going to deep dive a lot more into these things when we go in our next lesson, actually. So when we go through our next lesson. Now, let's continue on with more of the charting and more of what we have planned today. Now, luckily, this is going to be an intro to market structure towards the end of this video. So let's take a look at what we'll be looking at next time around, actually. So if you guys do have any questions, remember this is live and it's for you guys to actually ask questions if you guys want. We'll be answering them live for you. So if you guys have any questions based on the charting, based on the structure, just let me know. However, in the introduction to market structure, the overall trend. So we went through multiple different um, charts here for you today, and we want to break it down a little more. So if when it comes down to market structure, we do actually look at time frame charts, and that is to identify those key levels of support and resistance. So I really like to look at a 30-minute chart before dropping down into a 10 tick and then the 4 tick for my actual trading and analysis. So I'm looking at overall trends based on the 30-minute and then the 10 tick and then the 4 tick to identify those trends. So if you can identify support resistance structure on the 30-minute, go down to the 10-minute, they'll likely be very, very similar. And you can refine those levels the further you drop down in terms of ticks. So if I go from 30-minute to 10 tick, then I'll refine those levels on the 10 tick. Then I go 10 tick to 4 tick, and then you refine those levels even more. Now, the idea is multi-time frame analysis, even for day trading. But the purpose here isn't to day trade sporadically throughout all these time frames, is just to identify those key levels of support and resistance. Microstructure versus macrostructure. The macrostructure is the overall trend of the market, which we look at. I know it's not macro technically, but on the 30-minute or on the 10 tick. Macro because we're day trading, so you want to see the overall movement over the past few days. And then the microstructure is actually intraday on that 4 tick, just that day session alone, to identify if we're printing higher highs, higher lows, or lower lows, lower highs, and jump on that trend. Now, just get rid of some of this. What is price action market structure? So we need a clear definition before we get anything started here, everyone. So again, price action is trading without any indicators. It's trading purely around price movement and action or action. So it's just the actual movement of the candles, how they trend, how they break the trend, and so on. The market structure is the ability to actually read and understand support resistance in markets based on just purely price action. So that's what we're going to teach you guys in this course, how to read market structure like a pro and apply it to day trading principles. So what is the actual importance of all of this? Price action, support resistance, and trends are things we learn as traders in the beginning of our trading journey. However, because it's not a flashy system, we always look for something a little more different, a little more attractive, and kind of the easy way out to begin rather than grinding out and learning market structure and price action. So that's very, very key, and it surpasses any indicator you could possibly imagine. Now, a lot of people are swayed by emotion, and we move past these fundamental key cornerstone technical analysis techniques without even understanding them. So this action actually leads to gaps in understanding and can extend the learning and growth process dramatically and cause emotional distress and emotional trading. So in this course, what we're trying to do is limit that process of actually day trading successfully and consistently by teaching you guys all the cornerstones and basics. It may not be flashy and it may not be super attractive, but this is the stuff that actually works. Now, every seasoned trader knows the truth, which is every good strategy is built around a firm understanding of market structure, and without objective rules applied consistently, you will easily find yourself trading your emotions rather than trading the market. Now, consistency is created by rules. Everyone needs to understand that. We're going to go through a actual training plan building exercise throughout this course as well. So that's going to be a vital thing. So that's why you guys should really sign up for the live streams, because all questions will be answered. And that's going to be a very, very question based lesson building your own trading plan. So the most important thing around trading price action and trading in general is consistency. Consistently placing trades based on the same reasoning will ultimately lead to a less outcome based mindset and a more process based mindset. So, the goal obviously in day trading is to make money, but if you're driven by outcome, you might not succeed, or it might take you longer to succeed rather than if you're process based driven. So, if you're basing everything on your process and consistently following a set of rules, a set of rules that do work and are proven based on market structure, you will see the consistency. You will see that profitability increase exponentially. So in terms of today's lesson, I don't want to lecture anyone any more than I already have, but we are going to complete it here. If you guys have any questions, pop them down below as I discuss what we're going to be looking at next lesson. So today we looked at the different charts, the importance of those charts, and how we actually use them, what charts we love. So you guys can apply those to your software, chart books, whatever it is. And also, TradePro Academy has all of these charts in a Sierra chart-based chart book available for members if you guys are curious about that. But next lesson, we're going to deep dive into market structure, all the important aspects, and how to read any market. So that's going to be amazing for day traders, and I almost guarantee that this is going to be something new that you can apply instantaneously to trading your futures market or day trading market, whatever it may be. But next lesson, the deep dive into market structure, you are going to walk away with a different understanding on how to actually day trade. And in terms of candlesticks, we're going to go through candlesticks next lesson as well, which candlesticks are important, different candlesticks patterns you should watch, and combining the two to actually day trade futures. So in next lesson, we are going to just use two basic tools, candlesticks and market structure, to day trade. Only these. So by the end of next lesson, you guys will honestly be able to day trade just using those two different tools and what will be taught. Now, this is where we conclude. If anyone has any questions, I'm going to stick around for a few minutes and wait for those. Other than that, next week, we are going to be doing this yet again. And remember, stick around until the end of the course, lesson 6, where everyone who is watching live will get a special offer from TradePro Academy, something that you guys don't want to miss out on, only available live. Now, if anyone has any questions, just let me know before we end this stream. All right. Take care, everyone. I hope everyone enjoyed this lesson. Again, hit those links in the description for a free order flow trading course and to sign up for this course. You don't want to miss this thing live. And we'll see everyone in our live day trading room, hopefully, where we do this thing successfully every single day. Take care, everyone.